Do you know the feeling? It can start as a small, fluttering sensation in your chest, almost like a trapped bird. Your heart begins to beat a little too fast, a little too hard, out of sync with the quiet room around you. A wave of heat might creep up your neck. Your palms feel damp. Your thoughts, which were calm just a moment before, begin to race, jumping from one worry to the next like a runaway train. It's the feeling of your own body turning against you, a feeling of being out of control. This is the physical experience of stress, and it is more than just a feeling. It is a powerful and, when left unchecked, a dangerous physiological storm raging within you. The problem we are going to confront today is the silent, insidious way that this internal storm, when it becomes a daily weather pattern, relentlessly wears away at the most vital organ in your body, your heart. We live in a world that constantly feeds us reasons to worry. The news on television, concerns about our health, the financial security of our families, the simple uncertainties of the future. We have been led to believe that this constant state of low-grade anxiety is just a normal part of modern life. We try to ignore it, to push through it, but our bodies are keeping score. Every moment of anxiety, every surge of frustration, every sleepless night spent worrying, is contributing to a cascade of chemical reactions that harden our arteries, raise our blood pressure, and force our heart to work harder and harder until it begins to wear out. We have been taught to look for solutions outside of ourselves. We reach for a pill to calm our nerves, a pill to lower our blood pressure, a pill to help us sleep. But what if the most powerful tool for calming this internal storm, for protecting your heart, and for reclaiming a sense of profound peace and control is not in a bottle, but is already inside you, waiting to be used? What if you possessed a secret, biological control panel that could, in a matter of minutes, communicate directly with your heart and tell it to slow down? What if you could consciously switch off the flood of stress hormones and turn on your body's own internal healing and relaxation response? Today, we are going to teach you a simple, scientifically proven breathing technique that does exactly that. This is not a mystical practice. This is a journey into the remarkable science of your own nervous system. And it is your guide to using the simple, rhythmic act of breathing to lower your stress, protect your precious heart, and bring a lasting sense of calm to your daily life. To understand the profound power of this technique, we must first become acquainted with the two competing forces that are constantly at work within our bodies. Think of it as having two distinct operating systems, managed by what is called the autonomic nervous system. This is the part of your nervous system that runs everything on autopilot: your heart rate, your digestion, your breathing, without you having to think about it. The first operating system is called the sympathetic nervous system. This is your body's gas pedal. It is the system of fight or flight. It is an ancient and brilliant survival mechanism designed to save you from immediate, life-threatening danger. Imagine you are walking and you suddenly see a threat. Instantly, your sympathetic nervous system slams on the gas. Your adrenal glands, located on top of your kidneys, flood your body with two powerful stress hormones: adrenaline and cortisol. Adrenaline makes your heart pound like a drum, forcing blood to your muscles so you can run or fight. It makes you breathe faster, taking in more oxygen. Cortisol dumps sugar into your bloodstream for a quick energy surge. It also constricts your blood vessels in some parts of the body to redirect blood to more critical areas. This entire response is a masterpiece of evolutionary engineering designed to get you out of danger, right now. After the threat is gone, the system is designed to power down, and the second operating system is supposed to take over. This second system is called the parasympathetic nervous system. This is your body's brake pedal. It is the system of rest and digest. Its job is to calm everything down, to conserve energy, and to promote healing and recovery. It slows your heart rate. It lowers your blood pressure. It tells your blood vessels to relax and open up. It diverts energy back to your digestive system so you can absorb nutrients. It allows your body to enter a state of deep repair and rejuvenation. In a healthy, balanced life, we would spend most of our time in this calm, parasympathetic state, with only brief, occasional bursts of the sympathetic fight or flight response when truly needed. But here is the crux of our modern problem. Our nervous system, in its ancient wisdom, cannot tell the difference between a real, physical threat and a perceived mental one. To your body, The anxiety you feel watching a distressing news report is the same as the fear of seeing a predator. The stress of a difficult phone call with a family member triggers the same flood of cortisol as a near miss in traffic. Because we are surrounded by these constant, low-grade psychological stressors, our fight-or-flight system, our gas pedal, is never fully turned off. We are living with the gas pedal pressed down all day, every day. Our bodies are in a constant, simmering state of high alert. And this has devastating long-term consequences for our heart. Let's look at what this chronic state of fight or flight does to your cardiovascular system. First, the constant presence of adrenaline and cortisol keeps your heart rate chronically elevated. Your heart is a muscle, and just like any muscle, if it is forced to sprint all day long, it will eventually become exhausted and damaged. Second, this state keeps your blood pressure chronically high. This relentless pressure on the inside of your arteries causes damage to their delicate lining, creating inflammation and leading to the buildup of plaque, the condition known as atherosclerosis, which is the primary cause of heart attacks and strokes. Third, the cortisol makes your blood stickier and more prone to clotting. It is literally preparing your body to stop bleeding from a wound that doesn't exist. This dramatically increases the risk of a dangerous clot forming in your heart or brain. In essence, the very system designed to save your life in the short term is, when chronically activated, slowly and silently destroying your health in the long term. So the critical question is this: how do we get our foot off the gas pedal? How do we consciously and deliberately engage the brake? We cannot simply tell our heart to beat slower. We cannot tell our adrenal glands to stop producing cortisol. These are autonomic or automatic functions. But there is one major autonomic function that we do have conscious, voluntary control over: our breathing. And this is the secret key. Your breath is the remote control for your nervous system. By consciously changing the rhythm and the depth of your breathing, you can send a powerful, undeniable signal directly to your brain, telling it that you are safe, that the threat is gone, and that it is time to engage the rest and digest system. The primary mechanism for this magic is a magnificent structure in your body called the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is the longest cranial nerve, and you can think of it as a vast, meandering superhighway that originates in your brainstem and travels down through your neck, connecting to your heart, your lungs, your diaphragm, and all of your digestive organs. It is the main communication channel for your parasympathetic nervous system, your brake pedal. When the vagus nerve is stimulated, it releases a neurotransmitter called acetylcholine, which has a direct, calming effect on your heart. It is literally the substance that tells your heart's natural pacemaker to slow down. So, how do we stimulate this incredible nerve? The most direct and powerful way is through the act of slow, deep, diaphragmatic breathing. The vagus nerve passes right through your diaphragm, the large, dome-shaped muscle at the base of your lungs. Every time you take a deep belly breath, you are physically massaging and stimulating this nerve. Furthermore, the nerve endings in the lower lobes of your lungs are particularly sensitive to the stretch that occurs during deep breathing. And they send a powerful, all is calm, signal up the vagus nerve to your brain. When your brain receives this signal, it says, the breathing is slow and deep. We must be safe. Time to hit the brakes. It then sends a signal back down the vagus nerve to your heart, releasing that calming acetylcholine, and your heart rate begins to slow. Your blood pressure begins to fall. Your blood vessels begin to relax. You have just used your own breath to manually shift your entire body from a state of stress to a state of healing. Now let's learn the specific technique. It is often called coherent breathing or resonance frequency breathing, because the goal is to find a breathing rhythm that creates a state of coherence or harmony between your heart, your lungs, and your brain. For most adults, this rhythm is somewhere between 5 and 6 breaths per minute. This translates to an inhalation of about 5 to 6 seconds and an exhalation of about 5 to 6 seconds. It may sound slow, but it is incredibly powerful. Let's prepare for our first practice session. Find a comfortable seated position. You can be in a chair with your feet flat on the floor, or sitting on a cushion on the floor. The most important thing is that your spine is relatively straight, but not rigid. You want to be upright but relaxed. Place your hands on your lap, or if it's helpful, you can place one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. Close your eyes, or if you prefer, Just soften your gaze and look down towards the floor. First, let's just notice our breath without trying to change it. Feel the air coming in through your nose, and feel it leaving. Now we will begin to shift our awareness to the belly. We want to practice diaphragmatic, or belly breathing. As you inhale, I want you to feel your belly gently expand, like a small balloon filling with air. Your hand on your belly should rise. The hand on your chest should remain relatively still. As you exhale, let your belly gently fall back towards your spine. Let's try that a few times. Inhale, and feel the belly expand. Exhale, and feel the belly fall. This is the foundation. This type of breathing ensures you are using the full capacity of your lungs and maximally stimulating the vagus nerve. Now we will add the rhythm. We will aim for a count of 5 on the inhale and a count of 5 on the exhale. We will do this together. Let all the air out of your lungs. Now gently inhale through your nose for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now gently exhale through your mouth or nose for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's continue. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, feeling the belly rise. Exhale, feeling the belly fall. Keep this gentle rhythm going. If a count of 5 feels too long, you can start with a count of 4. The key is to find a rhythm that feels comfortable and sustainable, where the breath is smooth and even, without any strain. Let's continue for 1 more minute in silence, just following your own count. Now gently let go of the counting and return to your natural breath. Keep your eyes closed for another moment. What do you notice? You may notice a feeling of calm. You may notice that your mind feels a little quieter. You may even feel a tingling sensation in your hands, which is a sign of your blood vessels relaxing and blood flow improving. You have just completed a session of coherent breathing. In just a few minutes, you have taken direct, manual control of your nervous system. You have applied the brake pedal. You have lowered your own heart rate and blood pressure. You have told your body, at the deepest biological level, that you are safe. Let's dive a little deeper into the remarkable science of what just happened inside your body. One of the most important measures of heart health and stress resilience is something called heart rate variability, or HRV. You might think that a healthy heart beats like a perfect metronome, but in fact, the opposite is true. A healthy, resilient heart has a subtle, healthy irregularity. The time between each heartbeat is constantly changing by tiny fractions of a second. This variability is a sign that your heart is responsive and adaptable, able to instantly react to the demands of your body. A high HRV is a powerful indicator of good cardiovascular health and a well-balanced nervous system. A low HRV, on the other hand, where the heart beats like a rigid metronome, is a strong predictor of heart disease and is a classic sign of a body stuck in a chronic state of stress. Here is the beautiful part. The single most powerful, non-pharmaceutical way to improve your heart rate variability is through the practice of coherent breathing. When you breathe at that slow, resonant frequency of about 5 to 6 breaths per minute, something magical happens. Your heart rate begins to synchronize with your breathing rhythm. As you inhale, your heart rate naturally speeds up just a little bit. As you exhale, it slows down. When you breathe coherently, this natural speeding up and slowing down becomes a smooth, beautiful, wave-like pattern. You are creating a state of perfect harmony between your respiratory system and your cardiovascular system. This practice, done consistently, trains your nervous system to be more resilient and directly increases your baseline HRV over time. You are not just calming yourself in the moment. You are fundamentally retuning your entire nervous system to be less reactive to stress in the long run. Now that we understand the power of this practice, the most important question is how to integrate it into our lives to get the maximum benefit. This is not something you need to do for hours a day. The key is consistency and strategic application. Let's create a simple, practical plan. The first and most important time to practice is in the morning, before the chaos of the day begins. Before you even get out of bed, or perhaps while you are sitting on the edge of the bed, dedicate just 5 minutes to this practice. This sets the tone for your entire day. You are starting your day from a place of calm, parasympathetic balance, rather than jumping immediately into a state of stress. This morning practice is like calibrating your nervous system for the day ahead. making you less likely to be thrown off balance by the small stressors that will inevitably come your way. The second way to use this technique is as a pattern interrupt throughout the day. Think of it as your emergency brake. Anytime you feel that familiar surge of stress, you get a frustrating phone call, you are stuck in traffic, you are waiting anxiously in a doctor's office. That is your cue. You don't need to close your eyes or make a big production of it. You can do this anywhere, and no one will even know. Simply pause and take 3 to 5 slow, coherent breaths. Inhale to a count of 5. Exhale to a count of 5. In that moment, you are stopping the stress cascade in its tracks. You are preventing that full flood of cortisol and adrenaline. You are interrupting the pattern of anxiety before it can take hold. This is how you begin to reclaim your power over your body's stress response. The third, and perhaps most transformative, time to practice is in the evening, as you prepare for sleep. Many people, especially as they get older, struggle with sleep. They lie in bed, their mind racing with the day's events or tomorrow's worries, unable to shut down. This is a classic sign of a nervous system stuck in fight or flight. Your body cannot enter a state of deep, restorative sleep when it thinks it is in danger. A 10 to 15-minute session of coherent breathing before bed is a powerful, natural sedative. It is a direct signal to your body and your brain that the day is over, that you are safe, and that it is time to power down. This practice can dramatically improve the quality of your sleep, which in turn has a profound, protective effect on your heart. The goal is to aim for a total of about 20 minutes of practice spread throughout the day. 5 minutes in the morning, a few 1-minute pattern interrupts during the day, and 10 minutes in the evening. This consistent practice is like taking your nervous system to the gym. The more you do it, the stronger your vagal tone becomes, meaning your vagus nerve becomes more responsive and efficient at calming your body down. Your baseline state will begin to shift from one of anxiety to one of calm. You will find that the things that used to trigger a major stress response now feel more manageable. It's important to be patient and kind with yourself as you begin this practice. In the beginning, you may find that your mind wanders. That is completely normal. The mind is designed to think. When you notice your thoughts have drifted, simply and gently, without any judgment, guide your attention back to the rhythm of your breath. Every time you do this, you are strengthening your muscle of focus. You may also find the slow pace of the breathing to be challenging at first. If a count of 5 feels like a strain, start with a count of 3 or 4. The most important thing is that the inhale and exhale are roughly the same length and that the breath is smooth and relaxed. Over time, as your nervous system becomes more regulated, you will find it easier and more natural to slow the breath down. This simple technique is a profound act of self-care. In a world that is constantly demanding our attention and triggering our stress, you are carving out a few moments to intentionally calm and heal your own body from the inside out. You are taking an active role in the health of your heart, a role that is more powerful than you may have ever imagined. The connection between our emotional state and our physical health is no longer a mystery. It is a scientific fact. Chronic stress is a primary driver of cardiovascular disease. And the breath is the bridge between your mind and your body. It is the tool that allows you to consciously influence your own physiology, to protect yourself from the damaging effects of stress, and to cultivate a state of deep, inner peace that will radiate out into every aspect of your life. The power does not lie in a pill or a procedure. The power lies in the air you breathe, and in your ability to harness its rhythm to heal your heart.